So here we are at level 2, and in this level, we're looking at the roots of conflict. So what happens in conversations and communications where conflict begins to flourish, difficult conversations begin to happen, tension begins to happen. What is it that's happening underneath this scenario that causes conflict to begin to emerge? Let's have a quick look together, because if we can understand this, we can begin to have ways to handle it and manage it. We're all probably aware of different working styles. There's various models we can look at. We go all the way back to Carl Jung and his introvert extrovert, which is pretty well where it all started. We've now got quite a lot of analysis on different ways of looking at working styles. The task focused or people focused dimension, reserved and outgoing. And as you look around your workplace, you have probably seen all of these types of working style beginning to happen. The drive and the results and focused person who is very outgoing and task focused. And as we build the slide here, you can get familiar very quickly. The communication kind of person, the team working kind of person, the analyst, the engineer, the person who's beginning to dig deep into the data, and the bottom right, the energy ideas kind of person. And there's a convenient way of looking at it. I don't think people are in these boxes, by the way. I think these boxes are a really good way of beginning to understand what we can do. But of course, we're not in these boxes. We move between these areas quite fluidly, quite frequently, different locations, different jobs. We move between these, but the yellow, the blue, the red, the green are very good descriptions of the orientation of people at work. The driving person wants stuff done now. The blue person wants to analyze it first. The green person wants to talk to a lot of people and consult. And the yellow person, they just want new ideas and want to get going. And of course, working styles vary every day, every moment. I prefer to call them moods, actually, the moods that we all go through. And this is where you can begin to see conflict starting to arise very, very early. As you just glance at that table there, you can see, well, look, what does the red style think of the blue style? What does the green style think of the red style? Now, of course, think of the green style looking at the red style. The green will want to consult, the green will want to have discussions, the red has no time for that, the red think that's a waste of time. You've got a potential for conflict. The blue and the yellow wants to change stuff, the blue doesn't want to change stuff. Again, potential for conflict. You don't need me to go through all of the traits here, because we're all smart enough to look at that and say, that's a pretty good description of where conflict begins to arise from. Because these are the natural instincts of each of the colors. The reds just want to do something. They haven't got the patience. They're very good in a crisis, by the way, but they just want to do something. The blues want to think more. They're very good at risk management, very good at problem analysis, but they want to think about it a little bit more. The greens, what do they want to do? They want to collaborate. They want to talk about it. The yellows just want it changed and want something new and fresh. And of course, what you can see is that under pressure, these begin to conflict with each other. And it might be worth considering what your natural inclination might be and begin to observe the natural inclinations of others in your workplace. Under pressure, do they generally go more red? Do they generally go more blue, more yellow, more green? And as they do, that's the area where conflict can begin to happen. And is quite often what we describe as a personality clash, is a clash of those color styles at a particular moment in time.